Welcome back to Cooking with Concetta on H-Town Live. Who loves a good salad? I know I do, but I get tired of all the lettuce and this and that, so I tend to like to make a protein-based salad. Protein is better for us anyway than a bunch of filler, and it keeps us full longer, is healthy for us, good for your brain, your bones, and your heart. Let's make one of my favorite shrimp salad recipes. I mean, listen, okay? I feel like I start off every episode saying, let's make my favorite fill in the blank. But this is real. This is coming from my heart, y'all. These recipes are coming from my kitchen, my dad's kitchen, my mother's kitchen, my grandpa's kitchen, my uncle's kitchen for this recipe. So when I say it's my favorite, it is because it is my favorite, okay? And I hope that it ends up being your favorite too. So this is what I call my Sicilian shrimp ceviche. I learned this recipe from my Uncle Vic, and from the very first time I tasted it, I dream about it. This one is just so fresh and so clean, you really can't beat it. So super simple, let's get to cooking. I've got some fresh Gulf shrimp right here. I went ahead and boiled them up in my shrimp and crab seasoning and my dry crab oil. What I like to do is equal parts, half and half. When this is about 1.5 pounds of shrimp right here, I use a 1/2 cup of shrimp and crab and a 1/4 cup of dry crab. I'll add that to the water. If I'm using a pot about half the size of this, I'll fill it to about right here with that much seasoning. So again, 1/4 cup of dry crab oil, 1/2 cup of shrimp and crab. Now that's my little concoction that I've come up with, but do what you feel is best for you and your family. I do have to say though, Maceo spice is the way to go. Okay, so first off, I'm gonna cut up these shrimp. We're just gonna rough chop these little shrimpies, all right? Now you can see, if y'all are zoomed in, you can see some little bits and pieces on these shrimp. That's just from my dry crab boil. It's just seasoning, honey. Y'all, this is a great recipe if you have made some good New Year's resolutions to cut back on carbs or to eat healthier, cleaner. This is an olive oil based shrimp salad, so good healthy fats, good for your cholesterol. This is not full of bad cholesterol, this is good cholesterol. Also, this shrimp salad, I love to serve it with crackers or chips or just on a bed of lettuce. That's all chopped up. Now, let's go ahead and cut up the parsley. So I just like to bunch up my parsley, and we're gonna do another rough chop on this. I'm gonna add that parsley in. Got a little bit of celery. All right, we're gonna add that in. So that was what, like 2 or 3 stalks? I might do, since they're little, like these are tiny little stalks, I'm gonna do a little bit more because this really adds such a nice crunch to the recipe. It's my favorite part. Now I'm gonna take 1.5 lemons. You can use a lemon squeezer when you do this, or you can squeeze it old school with your built-in lemon squeezers. Just use your hand kind of upside down, so if it does have any seeds that come out, you can catch them and then go plant them in the backyard and see if they come to fruition. Now, one good, very important part of this salad is that you use a nice olive oil, a really good quality, first cold pressed, single source olive oil. And I'm just gonna do some big globs. All right, and then to season. Now, we did season the shrimp in the water when we boiled it, but we're gonna add in a little extra seasoning. I like to go ahead and go in with my all season. Sometimes I switch it up and do my Italian seasoning. Sometimes I add in extra seafood seasoning. It's just what you feel like doing. I feel like keeping it simple with a little bit of all season. All right, we're gonna stir this up and let those flavors meld. Oh my goodness, y'all. This is gorgeous. I love the green in it. It just pops and it's so pretty next to that pink. My friends, it's done. Let's eat, all right? Shrimp salad, delicious, super simple. What, 5 ingredients. Look how pretty this is. Let's do a little taste test and see how it is. I don't even want a cracker on that. The olive oil in this really shines, and so does the lemon. But I'm telling you, my favorite part of it is that celery crunch. Thanks for tuning in to Cooking with Concetta. We'll see you next week.